Hi, it's Russ from Pro Tools Expert, and a song that somebody's asked me to show how it's done is Clique, that's currently in the R&B charts. Kanye West and a couple of other artists are on at the moment, and things in particular are the drum sound and also the bass thing that's going on behind it. And so how we can do that in Pro Tools, just using the stuff you get with Pro Tools. So we're going to use Boom. And actually this is an ideal example of showing you how you have to go beyond just a standard preset to get the sounds that you need. So let's look at the drum sound first. And I want to show you in Boom. I've actually programmed it in Boom as well. So I've actually used this as a rhythm machine rather than just program it in the MIDI. So I've actually done the programming across the timeline here with the track, and I want to play you this first. Just put it into solo mode. And the important thing to note is that the kit is made up of kit parts from different kits, and if you haven't done this before, you can have a drop down here and you can see that you have the different kicks there, and you also have the different snares, and see we've got different versions of each part of the kit. So it's not just one kit. I've not just gone here and chosen a kit and then use that kit, because it won't work, because the kit's made up of different parts. There's a little trick that some of you will have known before, because I've done it in a separate video, but I'm going to show you again. If you hold down the Alt key on your keyboard and click on this line here, and the word Boom appears, then you end up with this menu, which gives you any drum on any pad on this drum machine. So I'll share that again. Alt key, this line here, click, you'll see the Boom words appear. And that's how you get back to normal. But the reality is you probably just want the whole load of the kit, and you hit it again, Alt key and click, and now we have every drum that we want. And as you can see now, I could put, like, for example, I could put a load of kicks across here and stack 8 kicks together or 8 snares. And often sounds are created in tracks by layering up sounds, so layering up 2 or 3 kick drums. So we might have one kick that's doing a boom and one kick that's doing a click. And same with a snare, we might have a very snappy snare and then a very big snare. Now the other thing to remember as well that you might not know about Boom is these screws here actually change the sound. And let's for example take this kick drum. So I can get it snappier or looser. So I'm going to get a snappy snare, but that's in reverse this time. And they don't always do the same thing. So let's get to something like the open hats. You see, getting lots of fizz there. That's quite good for sort of R&B stuff as well. So I've made the kit up of different things, and you end up with this. And as you can see, if you look at this here, I don't know if you realise that you can actually program here as well instead of just doing it across the timeline here, and you can see what you're doing. So you can see we've got the kick, we've got the snare and the clap together. So we've got an urban kick, 808 snare, 808 clap. So lots of it's 808. Let's just pull that back a bit. And what you might want to do as well, just to give it a bit of extra interest. Remember, these are inspirations. I'm not expecting you to go out and start doing a copy of the Kanye West track, but at the same time, these are inspirations for your other tracks, and you can hear that going on there. See what the clap's doing. It's making it a bigger clap. And you can see it's tuned as well. So we've got the kick drums, full decay. So that's the rhythm part. Then let's move on to the low end sound that's in the early part of the track, and it's a kind of weird bass sound. And the way I've achieved it is I've used from the Menus 12 organ, the jazz organ, and then I've used the basics. The basics is a very underused menu for a lot of people. This is where you can create your own synth sounds, basically. You can get the core oscillator of a synth, and you can edit it. So what we've got here is we've got the organ, which sounds nothing like the sound at the moment, but the minute you put a mono sine below it, You can hear now we have a sound that's sitting below it. And we've added quite a lot of chorus on it. Now the thing about the thing about a mono sine or any sine wave is that it's a very pure waveform, and so it's great for sub-bass sounds because it's not affected by cutoff. All the cutoff would do is basically reduce the volume of it, whereas other sounds like a square wave or a sawtooth would be affected by the filtering. But all that filtering will do on a sine wave is change the volume of it because it's not affected by filters in the same way that other waveforms are. So you don't make it, if you took, for example, a sawtooth wave and you put a cutoff filter, a high-pass cutoff on, and you then use a low-pass cutoff, and you used a cutoff, you'd make it warmer. But that doesn't happen with the sine wave. That's what's really cool for using on bass sounds, and you end up with that. Then I've added a bit of reverb in to this jazz organ. So what I can do now, you see, is I can put the cutoff of the organ up, and it won't. This is this kind of super kind of menu at the bottom, the easy menu. If we push the cutoff up, you hear there that the actual mono sine isn't changing, but the organ is. There's a lot of release on that again as well. Put them together, and you end up with this. So there we are. That's how to stack sounds both in drums and do some cool editing in Boom and some of the tricks, the hidden sound menu in Boom, and also to layer sounds and to use synths effectively to create sounds that probably aren't in presets. And as I say, this is a perfect example of how you've got to stack both synth sounds and drum sounds in order to get the sound that you need. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.